for coming to my going out party. I appreciate it. I didn't think I had this many friends. That's wonderful. This evening, we are here to celebrate the 94th annual meeting of the Evanston Chamber of Commerce, which is really amazing. I really am pleased to be part of it. For those of you who don't know, this is my second time around as president. I had a wonderful tour the first time, and I had such a good time when they offered me the brass ring. I grabbed it one more time around, which was a lot of fun. It's been an exciting year. We hired a new executive director. Elaine, where are you? Right there. Probably one of the best moves we have made in years. Elaine, it's wonderful to have you here. Thank you. We have stabilized the finances of the chamber, which is a wonderful thing to say in this day and time. We're doing wonderfully well. We are re-engaging the community on so many levels that it's going to be a wonderful year coming up. I'm almost envious of Rebecca being able to be president this coming year. It's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be a wonderful time. I just wanted to thank everybody for your support. It's been a wonderful year. We had a great time. I am almost sad to be stepping down. Almost.
Almost today.
Well, I have a few other things to do, so I will be around and I will be busy. For those of you who are here who are actually past presidents, I will tell you you're going to be getting a phone call from me shortly, because for the first time ever, we are finally getting around to creating a past presidents organization. It's been such a waste of resources that we are finally going to put it all together and create an organization for the past presidents. So you'll be getting a call from me, so we're going to put that together. The raffle, for those of you who have not bought raffle tickets, please do. The raffle is over in the alcove here up to my right. It is it's a great chance to pick up some wonderful prizes. All you do is drop the raffle tickets in the buckets where you want to win a prize. I guess it's not really a pleasure. I have to announce we are retiring 3 of our current board members. And we're going to miss them because they've been really a tremendous asset to the organization while they were here. Carolyn DeLucci, where are you, Carolyn? Carolyn is the former head of downtown Evanston, is now with Main Street USA.
Yes.
And we're going to miss Carolyn. She was really a dynamic member of the board. I can't say enough about Steve Haggerty. Steve, where are you? Steve was a past president, and then while I was president, we didn't have one, so he stepped up to be past president for a second time. That's really above and beyond. It really was great having him as my backup this past year. It was really terrific. Jaime Valero, where are you? Jaime?
Not here.
Oh, okay. He's going to be leaving us from HBO training. We're going to miss Jaime. He's really terrific. Angelique Richards, who is not here tonight, from President's St. Francis Hospital, is also retiring from the board. Now, on the good side, we have replacements. Not really replacements. We have new board members. Replacements is a bad word. For those of you who I can't imagine anyone in this room who doesn't know her, but Judy Ayala is going to be joining the board. Judy, hello, Judy is a cornerstone of this community, and she's here going to be joining the board, which we're really thrilled about. Richard Kilpatrick, where's Richard? Richard from Audubon, which is going to be joining us. And we have a fantastic young gentleman, who those of you who have not met him yet, you will, Miguel Wong, who is co-owner, who owns CoLab, and a number of other organizations, who is currently, unfortunately, still overseas. Vietnam. I know he's overseas, he said he couldn't be here, he sends his apologies, but he's going to be a really terrific asset to the new organization and to the new reorganization of the chamber as we move forward. By bylaws, we always have, the board has selected a new set of officers and a new executive committee. So my last job tonight is to introduce to you the new president of the Chamber of Commerce, Rebecca Burnick. Rebecca? I hope you were all ready for Rebecca. Rebecca is going to be a force to be reckoned with for all of you in the community. She's going to take the chamber to new heights and new places, and I'm really, really excited to be a past president, to be her backup for the next year. Rebecca?
Thank you. Hi. So I was really nervous, so I made note cards. So I'll try not to sound like I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation or reading directly from the note cards. So for anybody who has not been introduced to me or knows me, I am the founder of Office Heads. Office Heads was a startup company in 2008, and pretty much nearly 100% of my marketing has been through the Evanston Chamber of Commerce. The first thing I did when I opened my doors was go to a meeting, and the rest is absolutely history. As a matter of fact, I think you were at the very first meeting that I attended. So I'm very excited to be here now, 5-6 years later, to accept the position of president of the Evanston Chamber of Commerce Board. So I'm excited because I'm a numbers geek and a numbers person, and I'm very strategically focused. So the Chamber has a brand new strategic plan. We put it into place in December. We all sat in a room for a full day, and we have a plan and a map and a directive. And the Chamber's focus is to promote and grow businesses in our community. So it should roll off our tongue as to why we are members of this chamber. And I am so thrilled to be able to take that concept, push it through, change and shift benefits to the members, and really connect everybody to the people that they need to be connected to in order for their organizations to thrive. So at this point in time, I would like to introduce to you the Executive Committee. Right now, we have 3 members of the Executive Committee. In the next month, we plan to take a look at the rest of the board and appoint others to other organizations. But now I would like to introduce the Executive Vice President, Michael Corr of First Bank and Trust. Michael will be partnering with me on a lot of the strategic issues when it comes to running the chamber. In addition, he's going to be the head of the community committee, because we want to make sure that the Chamber of Commerce has very healthy and solid relationships with other economic organizations within our community. Next, I would like to introduce Dick Beach. Dick is with Dempster Auto Builders. If you don't know Dick Peach, by this time you need to know Dick Peach. He's very easy to get to know. Dick can finally exhale, sit back, and kick his feet.
Can I go to the bar now?
Yes, you may. Please, bring me a glass of wine, please. But impart wisdom for everything that he has done for the chamber to this point, and I really look forward to working with Dick when I say, how do you do it? And he'll be there on the executive committee. Ingrid Stafford from Northwestern University. Ingrid? This is, I believe, the 2nd year as being treasurer? Third year of being treasurer. Reviewing debits and credits and analyzing financial plans to make sure that we are in the right direction to meet our financial goals. So she's on the executive committee as treasurer, but also the head of our finance committee to make sure that that's part of our strategic initiative, moving forward in the right direction, both financially. Again, there will be other members of other committees. We'll be looking around, so make sure you're reading all of your emails and all the great exciting events of who's leading different initiatives in the chamber, so we can be the best organization for all of the members that we can be. So we have 2 awards that we're presenting tonight, but before we present these awards, I want to stop for a moment and thank our presenting supporters, First Bank and Trust. Bank and Trust supports a lot of the Evanston community, the commerce, and they do a lot of things in the background to enhance our community. So a big round of applause while I welcome to the stage Jay Lytle and Michael Corr of First Bank and Trust. There you go.
Hey, I'd like to start. I know I I shouldn't start with personal information, but I saw on Facebook that Rebecca was just engaged this week. Let's give her a big cheer. To show you how out of touch I am, there's a picture on Facebook with her fiance, I guess, and a motorcycle.
No, that's her on the motorcycle.
And I didn't know whether she was engaged to him or to the motorcycle. But I'm very pleased to be up here, and, you know, former politicians are used to getting gratuities for speaking, and I said, no, I don't want a gratuity, but I want 40 minutes of their time. So, but I want to now get serious, and I want to reflect on a moment 4 years ago. Is Sarah Shostak still here?
Yeah.
Sarah and I, 4 years ago, made a call on Joe Romano of Romano Brothers, and we said, we have this crazy idea, which we think is a good one, to celebrate Evanston's 150th birthday, which took place on December 29th, last December. And it's not a party, it's not a big gala, we don't need money for that, but we need support, we need your support to develop Evanston 150. And out of Evanston 150 has come an incredible number of very positive aspects for our community that are going to have impacts for decades to come. Joe was there. We made the visit to Joe. He made a commitment to us within 24 hours, and that's the kind of guy that Joe Romano is in this community. He's been president of Romano Brothers. It's a $1 billion plus organization that manages assets in Evanston. His dad is here with us, Dick Romano, waiting for Dick. Joe has been president of the Illinois Security Industry Association and been involved in a number of his industry activities, but most important, he has been a #1 supporter of Evanston small businesses in our not-for-profit community. He's been on the boards of the Chamber, of the Connections for the Homeless, we'll hear later, the Youth Job Center. I can't say enough. The mayor appointed him to the firefighters' pension review. Joe is going to solve the state's pension. I'm making that commitment on behalf of Joe. So, he's been involved in mashup, and I can't tell you how many things. And I present with great pride the Small Business Award to Joe Romano.
Thank Jay. Can everybody hear me? Yep. I want to thank Jay and First Bank and Trust for that very warm introduction. I've prepared some remarks tonight. I promise I'm going to keep them at 4 minutes. I timed it, so we'll have you in and out of here. And then my co-awardee, Jane Doyle, can share in the spotlight. But I want to share a funny story to kick off. A couple weeks ago, after I was informed that I won this award, Joe Flanagan, there's Joe, put out an email to a bunch of our friends and associates, and in the email he referenced this as the Evanston Man of the Year Award. And so Jay, since you and the bank are the presenting sponsors, you think maybe we could change the title up a little bit? Maybe make an exception this year?
Man of the decade.
There you go. You're not just saying that because Joe's on the board of directors, right? Okay. So like I said, I want to just take about 4 minutes, but there's some special people here tonight. This is a very, I'm flattered at this honor. So bear with me, because I want to tell you a little bit about my journey to this podium, as it began really long before I began my career in the investment business 18 years ago. In 1962, my father, Dick Romano, and his brother, Bob, had a dream to start an investment firm. They were inspired by a failed effort to find a firm that was a fit for handling a modest sum of money for my grandparents, who were soon to be retiring. The retail investment industry was very different in those days and generally catered to only the very wealthy, and my grandparents simply didn't have enough money to fit the bill. They didn't know much about the investment business back then, because my father was a PhD in chemical engineering, and Bob had just finished law school. They set up shop in a small one-room office on one of the upper floors of the old First Illinois Bank building. Many of you now know it as the Optima Lofts, at the corner of Davis and Sherman. And they literally starved for the next 5 years. In my family's case, my father made some earnings through some part-time teaching and lab work at Northwestern, and my mother is a Chicago public school teacher. My father will tell you that to this day, the only reason that he and the firm survived was due to sheer naivete. He and my uncle simply didn't know what to expect, so they didn't know they were floundering. But as time progressed, they demonstrated some staying power and developed a reputation, one that we covet to this day. In fact, in 52 years, we've never had a formal written complaint or been involved in an arbitration or a lawsuit. We're very proud of that. Our assets have blossomed as a result, and today we are a private wealth management firm with 18 professionals which oversee $1 billion in client assets. While most of our clients might now be considered wealthy or even ultra wealthy, we haven't forgotten our mission and still serve many families with more modest means. Our investment philosophy and our business model hasn't changed much in that time either. We are conservative as our clients prefer to be the ones that create the wealth and look to us to preserve it. As for our business model, we prefer to conduct our own research and use individual stocks and bonds to create custom-tailored portfolios for our clients, rather than use mutual funds, annuities, or farm out our clients' money to third-party managers. We eat our own cooking, and we are co-invested in the same ideas which we recommend to clients. We find that nothing hones our own investment acumen like having your own money on the line next to your clients. Now, I mentioned earlier that my father and uncle didn't know much about investing back in those days, but they did know one thing for certain. They didn't want to be just another investment firm located on the 32nd floor of some office building on LaSalle Street. They wanted a community, they wanted to be a part of it, and they wanted to be visible and active. They and the firm continue to strive to live up to that commitment, whether through our 40 to 40 campaign, which was a $40,000 grant program to celebrate our firm's 40th anniversary, participating in local community boards, or through annual giving. So to be recognized today by my peers and by this community has extra meaning for me, and I mean that sincerely. It's a fulfillment of my father's original vision. I'm truly grateful to all of you for this honor. In addition, milestones like the firm's 50th anniversary, and what a party we had with 450 of our best friends and clients, crossing the $1 billion mark, and now this, and to be able to celebrate these moments with both my mom and dad, who are both here tonight. Can you guys raise your hand? And with my wife, who I met at the firm. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. My dad's sales assistant, but we made it. Made for good gossip around the water cooler. But all of them are here tonight. And both my mother and father, and I can't emphasize this enough, it wasn't just my father. It was my mother who sacrificed as well to get the firm on its feet. I mentioned earlier she was a Chicago public school teacher, and she literally supported our family during those first 5 years. She never once, during that time, asked my father, when are you going to fold this up and bring up a paycheck? So we're here as much for my mother as we are my father. So to be able to celebrate this with all of you, I'm truly blessed. So thank you for being here. In closing, I want to say some closing words about the Chamber and what it's meant to me, and it seems only appropriate because this is the 94th annual celebration. And I want to celebrate what the Chamber means to me. We've been members of the Chamber for how many years, Dad? 35, 40, 50, who knows? But things for me really kicked off about 6 or 7 years ago when I joined the board, or was asked to join the board. in perusing the Chamber website in preparation for tonight, found a lot of information on the Chamber. But what you won't find on there is the rock-solid relationships that I've formed with people like Paul Giddings. Where's Paul? Here he is, front row. Hack Hughes, Steve Haggerty, and Rebecca Burnett. All of whom I met while serving on the Chamber Board. All our terms overran one another. They are mentors, they're confidants, they're sounding boards for me, and all of them has played a role in shaping my company, including speaking to me and my staff at company retreats and leading those presentations off-site for our employees. Most of all, I'm proud to call them friends and I'm grateful to the Chamber for this. So thank you. Finally, in closing, if you were to ask Elaine, where's Elaine? Here's Elaine. Everybody's in the front row. About our conversation. You remember our conversation when you notified me that I was selected for this award? I bet you'd say it was pretty awkward. And that's because I spent 5 or 10 minutes trying to convince Elaine that others were more deserving than I. It was too early in my career, etc. But to this, I can only pledge to you the best is yet to come. So thank you very much again for this wonderful honor. Other way. We're gonna get this right.
There we go.
No, that's Jane.
That's true. Is it? All right.
Joe. No, that's Jane Doyle.
She got this award in the first place. All right, upright. Thank you.
I guess we're going to have to think about that award again. A lot of things about how to read.
Right. Way to go.
Hello. My name is Michael Corrin. I'm proud to be here representing both First Bank and Trust and the Evanston Chamber of Commerce. More importantly, I'm honored to present the award to the recipient of the Community Leadership and Public Service Award, Jane Doyle. Jane Doyle is the founder of Center for Independent Futures, an organization that provides service and support to over 600 adults with disabilities per year. I've been lucky enough to have known Jane since shortly after she formed the organization and have witnessed it grow into the amazing and impactful organization that it is today. Don't be misled, however, by her success. It was much harder than she made it look. It's with hard work, passion, compassion, dedication, and grace that she built an army of people, including employees, supporters, and clients, working together to make dreams come true. Jane Doyle is a gift to the City of Evanston and to all those that she and Center for Independent Futures has served and will serve for generations to come. There's no way to repay her for her service, but at the very least, she deserves this recognition.
Wonderful.
Jane, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate it. I want to thank the Chamber for this recognition and for this incredible honor. As I look around and as I reviewed the past recipients, I was just really awed and humbled because so many of you in this audience and so many past recipients have really been my mentors, my coaches, my supporters, and certainly Center for Independent Futures cheerleaders. So thank you so much for that. In terms of the Chamber, I also want to thank you very much for being the convener in our city. I have seen you convene individuals, businesses, not-for-profits, and government entities. You are a model for bringing people together, building relationships, and we all know that that's really the strength of our community. So thank you to the Chamber for all that work. So when Center for Independent Futures started 12 years ago, it was very personal for me, and it met a personal need. Because my daughter, where'd she go? Oh, here, gotta bring her up. Who is the inspiration of Center for Independent Futures. Yes. Grew up in Evanston and went through Evanston schools, the special education department. And when Paige graduated from high school, you can imagine, she didn't want to live with my husband and I, and my husband over there. Not unlike your own children. And she wanted to live on her own. And there was also another gentleman that was a friend of hers who said he just wanted to be a regular guy in the community. So that's how Center for Independent Futures was born, to help realize those dreams. So we pulled other families together that had individuals, adults with disabilities, and we worked very hard to talk about what exists now, which wasn't working at the time, and what could be. And what we said is a community that's inclusive, that recognizes differences and recognizes all abilities. Because the present system was isolating, and it wasn't in the community, and it didn't give individuals an opportunity to share their gifts and their talents. So that was our goal. As we came together, what we realized is that we needed help. So our goal has always been to collaborate and to form partnerships. And as I look around, there's so many folks in this room that we have partnerships with already. The Chamber certainly is one. First Bank and Trust was right there from the beginning, which we really appreciated. Evanston Community Foundation, Evanston Athletic Club, lots and lots and lots of restaurants, Mather Lifeways. So we have collaborated for years. And I want to thank all of you all for sharing this dream that we had for an inclusive community. And for sharing that vision. We're not done, folks. We still have so much more to do. But I want to thank you because over these 12 years, there's a big difference. I never go out anymore that there isn't somebody sitting in the restaurant with us, volunteering by my side, that wasn't a part of our community 12 years ago. So I want to thank you, and I really want to applaud Evanston. I mean, isn't it awesome? So let's give it up for Evanston. Thank you so very much.
Get your award.
Oh my God.
You've earned it.
Here we go.
Maybe one of them, just the two of them.
Last minute information. Okay, so there's been a lot of thanks and a lot of praise up here today. But I would like to thank now everybody for attending. Business is made so much better by relationships. We've heard that word many times this evening. So, snick snack, mingle, network. Take a look at there's a poster that displays all of the past recipients of awards. There is sweets instead of savory that you can find on the other end. And of course, there are raffle tickets that you can buy and try to win something at 8:15 when we pick the raffle winner. So officially, this annual celebration and annual meeting is adjourned. I would yield my really big gavel, but I think I might hurt myself. So thank you very much for coming, and I look forward to meeting and talking to you.